Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. The engine's back together again now. I've spent ages sorting out the valve timing, putting dowel pins in to change so that each of the cams are timed up correctly. That took an awful long time. It was very tedious, but anyway, it's all been done now, so the engine's really there. I just need to put the ancillaries on it and it can go back in the car. But when I put the valve rocker box cover on, cam cover on, I noticed that there's quite a big gap on this side at the back here, and also over the other side here. It's obviously not sitting down, it seems to be sitting up on something. That's probably the shoulders on these extended studs that are fouling the inside of the cover here. So I'm going to have a look at that and see if I can either get these studs to go down a bit lower, or probably have to machine a bit out of the inside of the cover just to make sure it sits down. So although it sits there at the front okay, it's, the gap at the back here is probably, it's a good sort of 2-3 millimeters, which I can't take up that difference with the gasket. Even if I did, it's going to have no sort of clamping pressure up at this end. And I really don't want any oil leaks if I can possibly avoid it, so I think it's worthwhile spending a bit of time looking at this and sorting it out. Well, I'm just going to check to see whether the colour's actually got any distortion in it, it's warped at all. It looks pretty good across all those planes. There's no detectable level differences there, so I think it's pretty good. So I don't think it's this that's actually distorted or warped. Well, there's a bit there, but not much. It's about half a mil, half a mil here. But I should be able to lose that in the gasket, and it may even flatten out when it's pulled down on the bolts. Well, I think the problem is that the cover's fouling on the inside, is fouling on this shoulder here, and therefore is not sitting down. So what I'm going to do is measure that height above the machined surface of the head with some difficulty. Check it on that one. That one's a bit lower. That one's a lot lower. That's probably why it's working at the front and not at the back. So these studs either need to be screwed into the head a bit more, or I need to take a bit off the cover. I've not had these studs out, so I'm not quite sure why they're protruding like they are. That one looks okay. That one looks okay. It's just that one. And that one. What should I do? I think I'll take that stud out and see if I can get it to go down a bit further. oily. But I think it was bottomed out. Let me clean that thread out a bit. Well, that's not really made any difference whatsoever. It's the same height as it was before. So I think it's going to be a case of relieving the rocker cover. Yeah, they're all about the same height. Well, I need to torque that up. I'll do that in a minute. You see the ruler easily passes underneath the calipers there. It's this part of the casing that's high. There's a slight curve in the casting there. It's these outside edges. Same here. Same with all of them. So I think that's causing the problem. With the inside edges, so you can't do on that one. You might be able to see a bit better. Can you see? Inside edges, you can't let the ruler to pass over. So it's that outside of the curve on each of those that needs to be relieved. So I've set it up in the mill, so we'll now relieve the holes. Bit of lubrication. Seems to have worked okay. Well, that's those four done. Now to the other side. So now I've relieved all of the holes, as you can see. I've cleaned up the cover with all the swarf and deburred the holes. So I haven't gone too deep. These are the ones that are causing the trouble. So I've just sort of, it's gone down about, you can see that, probably a couple of mil, and hasn't quite touched the register here. So let's try it on the head. Right, that's all the machining done. I've had to, I did try it on the head, and I realised that actually there were more studs causing problems, so I had to relieve it in certain places, but it seems to have helped, so let's try it on the head. Right, that's a lot better. That is a lot better. Even without the nuts holding it down. Yep, success, no gaps. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time for the next instalment on the Lotus restoration.